Byro, Democratic strategist. And Ken, if somebody lies under oath to Congress, under any circumstances, that's a problem, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a crime. No doubt that any time a person lies in a court proceeding, lies to Congress, and even when they lie to federal investigators, it's a crime. In the former two, it constitutes perjury. In the latter scenario, it's a different and separate offense, but nonetheless, they are criminal penalties.
Okay, so Robin Byro, I'm going to assume you agree with this as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. And, you know, to add to the teaser about Don Jr., the problem is that he said in his testimony that the contacts, the deal with the Russians ended on January 2016, but Cohen just said that they went on until June 2016. So that's a problem. I think that's why we saw Cohen wait until President Trump had submitted his written answers, because if he wanted to align his answers so that they were the same as Cohen's, that's now a problem.
Now, Robin, I'm going to agree with you guys as well. I mean, it's a crime, and if somebody lied to Congress, so be it. That's perjury, and they should be prosecuted. However, there is an argument out there that perhaps these charges would have more credibility with the American people if the special counsel were to bring more evidence of an actual collusion between the Trump organization and Russia. What do you make of that argument?
You know, I completely understand that argument, and I understand, and I give Robert Mueller credit for waiting until after the midterms, you know, waiting about a month before the midterms. We didn't hear anything. It was crickets, because he didn't want to have any undue influence. So we're all waiting right now for the hammer to drop, and I think that's why we're seeing President Trump kind of fire off some of these more erratic tweets. My take on that is that an innocent man would have nothing to worry about, but a guilty man will squirm like a caught fish, and I think that's what we're seeing right now.
Not so, Robin, not so. People that are falsely accused of crimes can get quite agitated, because it's a horrible feeling when people's lives get wrecked and their reputations get destroyed, as been happening to Donald Trump for, let's say, the last 2.5 years, as just happened with Judge Kavanaugh. In this case, it's a whole bunch of nonsense. While it is accurate that these are potentially crimes, if indeed these people really did lie, keep in mind that Michael Cohen's last guilty plea to those alleged campaign finance violations was not a criminal act at all. He's been being squeezed by the special counsel. So there's a lot of hysteria going on right now.
I agree with you that if Donald Trump was, you know, hedging his bets under oath, and he did not clearly lie in his written statements, he can't be charged with perjury. But should we feel sorry for Donald Trump having his reputation ruined in terms of the minds of the public when he said repeatedly in the 2016 campaign, I have no business dealings with Russia, nothing. And now we know, according to Michael Cohen, that Cohen was pursuing Vladimir Putin for this tower project 6 months into the presidential campaign.
Two-pronged answer. Number one is that Donald Trump's alleged potential possible deal with Russia to build a high-rise there was public knowledge. It was well documented. Prong number two.
But then why did he lie about it?
When did he lie about it?
He said, I have no business dealings whatsoever with Russia. He said that throughout the 2016 campaign.
He was talking about with the Russian government, not with Russia itself. He was openly in the public purview talking about conducting a possible high-rise building to be constructed there. But here's why this is particularly grave nonsense. Michael Cohen is the person making these allegations. Michael Cohen is one person's word, and we're back to that same old problem of one person's word versus another. He's not a very savory individual. He's not very believable.
Unless he has documents and emails and other things to back it up. But, Robin, how about it?
Right. I agree. No, I agree. He's lost credibility. He's for a number of reasons. So there's a problem, like you said, unless he's got extra testimony. But we're just finding out information about some of this. You know, the alleged $50 million condo penthouse that he wanted to give President Putin sounded to the Americans, to anyone listening, like a bribe. So I'm sure the special counsel is going to be looking into that. It just doesn't sound right. It doesn't
sound like a bribe. It doesn't sound like a bribe to me.
That was not public knowledge. That was not public knowledge.
But it's not a bribe.
He said
it's not
over
a bribe
and over on the campaign trail.
The bribery laws in the United States do not have a provision that prohibits what Donald Trump even allegedly did here. Donald Trump had every legal right to engage in any
international
private
law, it does.
He can engage
You're a
in
lawyer.
any
You
private,
know this.
He can engage in any private business dealings that he wants to
Legally,
while he's a candidate.
but politically, imagine what
Not
would have
when it
happened if
comes to
Donald
an-
Trump.
Yeah.
Imagine what would happen if Donald Trump came out in the middle of the 2016 campaign before he had gotten the nomination when this was going on and saying, "Oh yeah, my business organization has offered Vladimir Putin a free penthouse in a tower we want to build in order to." The public would have hated that.
Wait, you know what? I don't know, and I don't think anybody knows what the circumstances of this allegation even is about how Putin was connected to this and who was talking on
But
Donald
here's the
Trump's
thing,
side.
we are going to find out, and I think it's going to come perhaps in the next couple of weeks. Kendall Vecchio and Robin Byro, good
I
to have you
agree.
both on. Thank you. We appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Coming up, a lesson in the value of fashion just cost some fashion.